Hi folks, I'm Doug Hensley, President of Hertz Real Estate Services, and I'm coming to you today with our early summer 2023 Farmland Market Update. Memorial Day has now passed, and with it the official kickoff of summer. Here in the first full week of June, as I've traveled across most of the Midwest in the past 3 to 4 weeks, I've observed a really solid start to the growing season. Essentially all of the crop has been planted and is now up and beginning to root down and grow fast. They used to say knee-high by the 4th of July, and in many areas that has been moved a month earlier, as there's a good bit of knee-high corn from Nebraska through Iowa and all across Illinois. One commonality across the majority of the Corn Belt right now is the fact that we could all use a good drink of rain. And while there have been some pop-up type of storms in recent days, widespread moisture has been pretty hard to come by for much of the early growing season. And this is beginning to show up in a meaningful way on the U.S. Drought Monitor maps, excepting for the southern third of Minnesota. A dry June isn't all bad because that does encourage a young crop to root down in search of water, and that can eventually serve the crop really well later in the growing season if you have that well-developed root system. But we didn't have much in reserve in the soil profile coming into the crop year, so rainfall is a current concern and will continue to be as the weeks tick by and the growing crop demands even more moisture. Even with the dry start to the growing season, the commodity markets in April and May have not been very kind. Corn is off nearly $1 per bushel since the beginning of January, while soybeans are essentially $2 a bushel lower since the start of the year. This has a lot to do with an enormous crop that Brazil grew during our winter season, both for soybeans and their second crop, safrinha corn, which has satisfied, if not ballooned, world supplies for both corn and soybeans. When you combine this record crop from the southern hemisphere with a big USDA production estimate for production here at home in 2023, and then you add in a strong U.S. dollar and some geopolitical tensions that we're experiencing right now, particularly with China, who's a big customer, that adds up to result in a really weak export environment, and that's impacting our markets right now. And then you add in the new higher interest rate environment that we're dealing with. It's clear we're looking at much tighter profit margins for 2023 production cash flows. Of course, if it doesn't rain, the grain markets will likely move higher again, but it's important we know that we're definitely in a different and tighter operating environment than we were 12 months ago. As I've said on this recording before, a shifting market in other places does not necessarily make for a weak land market. To the contrary, I think we've seen continued stability in farmland. I attribute this to a very financially healthy ag sector. Remember, we're coming off 2 of our most profitable production years ever, and there has not been an overuse of debt to finance most of the recent farm purchases that have occurred. But as I look ahead, I do believe we will see prospective buyers sharpen their pencils quite a bit ahead of coming auctions. And taking that a step further, I think we may actually see a few less auction sales here in 2023 and a few more privately negotiated sales across the marketplace. As I tell people all the time, it takes 2 strong buyers to make for a strong auction, while it only takes 1 strong buyer to make for a successful listing or sealed bid sale. So the sale method matters, and we're carefully planning with all of our upcoming sales. That said, over the next 60 days, you're going to see from us 15 to 20 public auctions that are scheduled with information coming out. Be sure to watch the website for that, along with a reasonable supply of new listings also coming to the market. Sales volume across the marketplace will be one of the important things I'm watching closely as summer moves on, because the number of sales in any particular neighborhood can impact local demand and the price point in that neighborhood. As always, please reach out to us as you have questions about your farm or your family's specific situation. We commonly help landowning families architect a custom-tailored plan to achieve their goals. And there's no cost or obligation to have that initial discussion with us about how we might help you. The other thing you might consider is attending one of our 10 upcoming landowner seminars that will be conducted all across the Midwest in late July and early August. These seminars are packed with relevant information for landowners and really anyone interested in Midwestern agriculture. You can call us anytime to talk about the land market or to register for a seminar session at 800-593-LAND. That's 800-593-5263, or you can always send us a message through the website and you can sign up there as well at hertz.ag. As always, thanks for watching. We look forward to speaking with you again soon.